How do you find the next market leaders on the ASX? Well, we want companies that are gaining momentum, but we also want to find them before they break out, the companies that are about to break out. It seems really hard to do, but that's exactly what the Launchpad's been created to help us find. So let's go through an example to see exactly what the Launchpad does to help us find the next market leaders on the ASX. Here's a chart that we're going to look at, but before we get to that, we need to know, well, what does the Launchpad do for us? Every day on the ASX, we rank the top 10 momentum companies. So this is what it looks like. We can see the codes on the left, the momentum scores in green, and critically we can see how they've been performing. So the quarterly performance, we're going to choose number 8. It's a great example. CBE, Cobra Ltd. The momentum scores 37. It's got a weekly performance of 27% gain and 126% over the quarter. It became a top 30 momentum company on the ASX 24 sessions ago, and it hit the Launchpad 37 sessions ago. So since entering that Launchpad, it's put on 100%. Let's have a look at it in the chart. We'll use TradingView, very popular system, and the orange arrow shows us the day that it entered the Launchpad. So if we'd been monitoring this on the day it came up, this is all the information that we'd have. And what we do is we want to zoom out, because sometimes we can have companies show up in the Launchpad that are in the bottom half, but this one's in the top half. So straight away it's a tick, and I want to be adding that to my watch list because I can see it's part of the 100% club. It has gained more than 100% in the last few months. So from the August breakout to the end of the calendar year, it put on 221%. It moved from 4.5 cents to 16.5 cents. Obviously it's pulled back, and we've highlighted that here, where it's pulled back a significant amount, 45%. Throughout that period, the blue markers, the blue arrows, indicate where it entered and became a top momentum company. So yes, it had multiple sessions where it was a momentum leader throughout the market until it gave it up and rolled over. But what we're looking at here is when the Launchpad showed up and it re-entered the Launchpad. So let's zoom in and see how that behavior, the charting behavior looked like. 45% retracement, big. Ideally, they're not that big, but it did happen. Then the second retracement is much smaller. So if we're looking at how much it's pulled back and how much the share price is dropped, well, then it's significantly smaller, 12%. And then the third contraction, well, it's so incredibly tight that it really just 8%. Still big movements because the ticks are very large at 10, 10.5 cents, 11.5 cents. But what we have seen throughout these second and third pullbacks is that volume gets extremely dry. Christmas, New Year, no volume, and then again, really light volume. The great thing is, when it enters the Launchpad, not only is it breaking this VCP, which is hard to do at 11 cents, but it's set up the VCP, closed at the highs, so breaking the swing high, closing, and it's also created a pocket pivot. So this green marker down here, this candle, actually has good volume bar. It's the highest volume bar in the last 10 days if we take out the up days. So it's bigger than any down day. We've got a whole video on pocket pivots if you want to learn more. And on the VCPs, there's a whole shorts course, really easy to learn what that system is. And then if you want, you can test yourself. There's a link below for the quiz if you want to really sharpen the skills on the VCPs. But how does this company end up trading after it breaks out? Well, if we move along, it does see that it throws back. It throws back down, but depending on where you put your stop, you may still be in there. Critically, it is over the 50-day moving average, so that does help. But then it breaks out and then it moves into becoming that momentum leader that we see it being today. So it rallies all this way to close up significantly higher. Yes, it gains 100% since adding the Launchpad, and it pushes on to be that market leader that we can see here, ranked number 8 ASX. And then we can see their momentum scores, their weekly, quarterly performances, and so on. We can also rank them by which companies have performed the best since entering the Launchpad. 30 sessions ago, 22, 42 sessions ago, 97% gains, 173, all the way down to ones that haven't moved so much 3 sessions ago since entering the Launchpad. So the key thing that members will do is they'll get this list here of all the tickers, and then they'll quickly toggle through their favorite platform and look at the charts in this same way. So as soon as it shows up in the Launchpad, looking to the left to see what kind of criteria it meets. And if you're not sure about the criteria, use the tutorials, use the video education playlist that we've got there that help run through the best trading setups that we use as momentum traders. That should help you understand how to use the Launchpad, and if you want more content, use those playlists.